I don't know about y'all, but retail employment was painful. No, seriously, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy at all. And God forbid you have social anxiety, because you're probably not even going to last a day or even a week in retail. If there was ever a reason to hate human beings as a whole, it definitely would be retail employment. And most people that work in retail, whether it be fast food or even grocery stores, 9 times out of 10 are in high school, and 9 times out of 10 are just trying to get a summer job to stack up their bread. I mean, it gets serious at a time when your friends just roast you every single week, talking about how you wear the same clothes all the time, and spewing why you should get your money up and now you're funny. And at some point, you will have to find a way to make bread. And since you're a high school student, you only have 3 options: scamming and becoming Swiper the Fox, reselling them Air Jordans that you found on Craigslist, selling drugs, or you're just going to stick with option 3, and that's finding a regular job. Coming from someone who's worked in a grocery store, if you haven't had that experience at working at a retail job, you are just blessed. As a matter of fact, you're pretty much lucky and never had to endure on a great crusade against customers that you never talked to a day in your life, knowing the constant suffering and pain that you had going through it. And secondly, you will never get the chance to understand why some employees had to gear themselves up as if they're about to storm the beaches of Normandy. And as much as that may sound overboard, you just don't know. We have to talk about the worst thing a human being can endure: customer service. Customer service can probably be better in different establishments. When it comes to retail, that's out the window. No one cares about your life. No one cares about you as a human being. And most likely, because of the fact that customers will never see you ever again, they're gonna outright strangle you and destroy your career. You can make the most minor mistake ever, forgetting to put extra sauce in the go-to bag, or forgetting which aisle the rice is on. I mean, shoot, you could even be a bystander and have nothing to do with the situation, and somehow these Karens want to speak to your manager instantly. I mean, if they don't have it their way, it's outright World War III. And now you're about to go through the 5 stages of grief, not knowing whether you're about to lose your job, not knowing what's about to happen to you in general. Oh, you don't know when the next order of water bottles are coming through? Excuse me, but this is not my order. And next thing you know, their whole demeanor and posture changes, like they're about to square up with you as if you're the person that owns the store. I swear some of these Karens be the biggest NPCs out there. They hit you with the, "Let me speak to your manager. I'm gonna call corporate real quick. Hold up. I need to speak to a higher up real quick." And you're just a teenager sitting there not understanding or not knowing what to do. And I always hate the passive aggressive type of Karens out there. The ones that say, "Oh, it's okay, it's alright," and next thing you know it, they come back in there ready to strangle you. It really be the ones that be saying everything is alright who always has the problem. It's like a trigger in them not wanting to let you go scot-free without suffering the consequences of your actions. I mean, Waffle House is literally on the news every single day of the week and can never catch a break. It's as if they fight in there just to fight. And a lot of different breeds of people be coming up in there with different type of attributes, different types of skill levels, trying to figure out how they're going to take out their enemy, the employee. Yes, you. The person who doesn't even own the establishment is about to get duked out. And you're forced to sit there and not do nothing about it because you already know the saying that they say, the customer is always right. So yes, little Tommy, you're going to take a few punches for the store. And to be honest, when it comes to Waffle House, you signed up for it. I mean, there's literally applications saying that, "Can you fight?" And over the years, retail employment has been getting worse and worse. I mean, you could literally search up fast food fights and you get the most recent fights of someone throwing a chair at an employee. We can even compare this to Chick-fil-A, one of the best places when it comes to customer service. I mean, those employees take pride in their job. And while it may be forced and fate, at the end of the day, you're pretty much never gonna have an issue with customer service there. But when we try to compare this to next thing you know, there's a global nuclear war going on. Someone's mad that the fries are cold and someone throws a grenade in there as if this is GTA. And now they're going in there like it's a gas station robbery. Someone decides to drive a car through a window and you're pretty much left with the aftermath of a war zone. I mean, anything can happen in a retail store at this point. It's just something about these customers that we don't know about. And the managers don't make things even better. Because while you may have some good managers on one side, you're gonna have a handful of bad managers on the other. Have you ever had a moment when the Karen was totally in the wrong and the manager just came up and had your back no matter what? Those are good managers. But have you ever had a time when the Karen was totally in the wrong and the manager is trying to fight you? And they have the nerve to sit there in front of your face and say, "Oh, we're gonna train them better. We're gonna have to implement disciplinary action." And then when that angry Karen leaves, now all of a sudden the manager wants to come over and say, "Bobby, my bad. No. You didn't have my back at first. You definitely never gonna have my back in the future." And we gotta talk about the managers who always say, "Get back to work." Don't let it be a slow day when no one has came into the store for probably an hour and they catch you sitting there in one spot not doing anything. They're gonna harass you for the rest of the day, telling you to do something. Never in my life would I have ever thought it would have been embarrassment just to fake acting like you're doing anything at all. There is never a break when it comes down to this. You could put your blood, sweat, and tears into everything, making sure you put love into that gourmet burger, making sure you're doing everyone else's job even though you're not supposed to be doing it, throwing out the trash, knowing that little Joe in the bag is not doing anything at all but listening to music. But soon as the manager catches you lacking, you could just be sitting there closing your eyes just a little bit, just for a little bit of rest. And next thing you know, the manager comes over with the biggest grin on their face and tells you to get back to work. And you're sitting there distraught. You're sitting there flabbergasted. You're sitting there not understanding, what did you do wrong? What work is there to do? The work has been done. It's almost as if they enjoy just seeing someone suffer, knowing that they're never going to ever be where they're at. And people wonder why employees be always fed up and mad every single day when they come to work. It's because of reasons and things like this. And then when you finally get your check of the 2 weeks that you worked for, the numbers are just not adding up. Ain't no way I work 14 days and this is all I'm getting. But then we gotta talk about the employees who make things worse. There are so many different types of employees, it don't make no sense when it comes to these 9-to-5s. And some are reasonable, but some others are just wilding out. We gotta talk about the employee who never does their job at all. They literally come in work, clock in to get paid, and leave out. And for some odd reason, the managers never catch these types of employees ever. And when the manager finally catches on to them, it's already been 3 months later, and they already got their checks and are about to dip out. Some of y'all types of employees never did any of your job and will literally make it harder for other employees because now they have to do it. But then you also got them employees who really be out there scamming people, really be out there selling on the side, and coming into the workplace boofed up while their eyes are red and gangbanging, and have the nerve to come up to you and ask, hey man, do I look high? And these are the same dudes that go in the back or find their little hideout or creek to vape. It's always the people doing bad never getting caught, but it's always the innocent people doing good getting caught for something petty. And then you got the ones that be calling off. I mean, there's a huge difference between calling off yesterday and calling off on the day you're supposed to work. And not just the day you're supposed to work, I'm talking about literally an hour before you even go in. And let it be known, if you were working that day that someone called off on, they got you flipping burgers, they got you throwing out the trash, they pretty much got you doing everything, which leads into the employee who's all around. These types of employees right here are pretty much doing everything. I was definitely an all-around employee myself, and while you may get credit and everyone likes you and enjoys you, even the managers probably like you, it's also bad to have that type of status and reputation, because now the manager knows who to pick on and to ask to do their bad biddings for them. They literally will put their whole trust in you and have you do everything. More of the story is, retail employment is no joke, and just signing up and going through it and really thinking it's about to be all laughs and giggles, all stars and sunshines, you're pretty much making a big mistake. And many people don't understand what retail employees have to go through when it comes down to it. And trust me, getting injured in the retail is definitely not worth it. With that being said, it's Josh signing off.